Hey, everybody, and welcome to Divine Thursday for July 30th, 2020. I am your fast friend, DM Gallibond. All right, everybody. Today on Divine Thursday, we are going to be looking at a very special spell. A special spell called Fast Friends. All right, so let's go ahead and get on with that. This is a third level spell for 5th edition, one action, range of 30 feet, verbal only, lasts an hour. It's an enchantment spell, allows for a wisdom save, and the target is charmed. And it's a very special spell because if you'll notice, the source for this, Acquisitions Incorporated, page 75. So that means that this spell really doesn't have a precedent in earlier editions of D&D. This is something that came out of the minds of Penny Arcade and is probably something that they more or less pulled out of their butts and convinced Chris Perkins that they could do while they were at the gaming table. And then it somehow made its way into a source book. So now it's an actual legal spell. So the spell description is thus: when you need to make sure something gets done, you can't rely on vague promises, sworn oaths, or binding contracts of employment. When you cast this spell, choose one humanoid within range that can see and hear you and that can understand you. The creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed for the duration. While the creature is charmed, it undertakes to perform any services or actions you ask of it in a friendly manner to the best of its ability. You can set the creature new tasks when a previous task is completed, or you can decide to end its current task if the service or activity might cause harm to the creature. Or no, it says if the service or activity might cause harm to the creature, or if it conflicts with the creature's normal activities and desires, the creature can make another wisdom saving throw, and the save is made with advantage if you or your companions are fighting the creature. If the activity would result in certain death, the spell ends. And then when the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you, and if you upcast it, you can target one additional creature for every slot level above third. And this is available to bards, clerics, and wizards. Now, because it's an Acquisitions Incorporated spell, we can't go back into the history of the rules and see how this spell evolved like we normally do on Divine Thursday. I did do a little bit of research, and I believe where this appeared was this appeared in the PAX West 2018 game, and it was a spell that Jim Darkmagic used against an NPC in a place called Flinders Apothecary. Flinders is already a big fan of Jim, and so Flinders wants to try to rent the back room for his own purposes, and there's some nonsense going on with Viari, who's sort of distracting the apothecary and making him a little anxious. So Jim casts Fast Friends on Flinders and says, "Hey, let's rent that. Let's rent that back room." And he's like, "Okay." So that's where it came from, and that looks like that's the precedent for it, where the spell first appeared. Now I'm curious. I haven't had a chance to delve into the Acquisitions Incorporated source book yet. I have not listened to all of the Acquisitions Incorporated official games. I think they're hilarious, but I just don't have time to listen to all of that stuff with everything else I have going on. And so I haven't heard this particular episode where this one was used. But I'm curious, for those of you that follow the channel and are subscribers, thank you, by the way, that I'm curious whether you have played through any scenarios based on the Acquisitions Incorporated rules, if you've used this spell or if your DM has used this spell through an NPC, and if you have any funny stories about the effects of this spell. Because this clearly looks like, some kind of the shenanigans that those guys would pull, and that would add a bit of humor and levity to a game. Um, so that's gonna be it for this spell, Fast Friends, for this Divine Thursday. Please go ahead, if you like what we're doing here on the channel, click the subscribe button, and then tap that notification bell. That'll let you know every time we post something new to the channel. Like I said, I am DM Gallibond, and you can find in the description down below, you can find all the ways of following me on social media. Hope everybody is staying safe. Hope you all are having a lot of fun, and we will see you later. Good night, everyone.